we miss a presentation? I thought I had more before I got to the ones that I didn't prepare. This is the next one in sequence? That means I only have one more after this? All right, so that's it. So 10 presentations, 8 of them, and then Corona, and then no more work. Basically, that's my that's my excuse for anything goes wrong. Basically, I procrastinated because I had other stuff going on. Huge amount silver, depressed the price of silver for a long time. But setting aside these disparate technological changes, production is not price inflationary. But you do obviously notice price inflation when things are monopoly priced. You never notice the behavior of monopoly as state protection. Service gets shittier, so even if the price remains the same, you're getting less for your money, the price is going up. Okay, so lunar fallacy. I wanted to talk about this. Scarcity limits stability. So lunar fallacy was an earlier one. Stability property is related to that. I'll talk about price, stock and flow. I'm just going to give price estimation. Look at the book. Matt covered a lot of this stuff. It's just basically a rational. If you're going to try to estimate price based on comparing to other monies, what do you compare it to? That's basically the example that Matt gave. You compare it to base money. So I'm going to talk about stability and then lunar fallacy, and we'll talk about scarcity. It's not the flow. Probably should get rid of those. So it's like, to the moon. Okay, what's this a fallacy, right? You don't necessarily want money that's unstable, prices is constantly rising or constantly decreasing. If you're a speculator and you have some, you might want it, but it's not a good property of money. I already described how gold mining, as an example, is stable. Price rises, in the sense of more production, more supply, increases supply, maintains price stable, all other things being equal, rising demand, rising supply, money relation stays constant, and therefore no increase in price. And that's what you observe over a long period of time with most commodities and gold and silver. And the amount produced is a function of increasing demand, which is generally, the broadly used money, a function of increasing stuff in the world, growth. So the idea that Bitcoin is unique is true, but people, including Matt, always selectively choose the things that are unique about Bitcoin they want to talk about, and they ignore other things that are unique about Bitcoin. Bitcoin is unique in that it has, on a single chain, fixed supply. All right, ultimately fixed supply. It's unique in a number of other ways, but relevant. It's unique in the fact that it costs money for anybody to hand it to anybody else. Right? It's actually transfer some Bitcoin to somebody else. There's a competitive fee. It's also unique in the amount of that transaction is limited, strictly limited. So you have a competitive market to pay for the privilege of transferring this stuff. It does not exist for anything else that exists in the universe. The more people that are actually transferring it, the more it costs you to transfer it. That is not a positive on price, right? That's a negative. It's not a supply effect. With gold, the thing that produces the stability is the fact that more supply can be created. With Bitcoin, that's not possible. But it's also stable, ultimately, because as demand for it rises, the cost of using it rises. It's demand negative, not supply positive, with rising use, right? So instead of this, right, you would expect to see something like this, stable money. I'm using the engineering term stability. You have neutral stability, and the ball on the floor just sits there. You disturb it, it just maintains a constant speed, there's no friction. But put it in a bowl and you drop it, and you kind of finds a certain point, right? That's positive stability. The bowl will stay down, you put the ball on top, and it will shove, and it goes away forever. That's negative stability. So what people are arguing with this lunar theory is that Bitcoin is unstable. It's negatively stable. It will shoot up forever. What I'm arguing is that it is positively stable. That there are forces that bring it back when it goes. When price increases, there are forces that will return it to an equilibrium. So tendency to return to equilibrium is what we're talking about. Gold has that tendency, which you can observe, and everybody understands, by only looking at one of two, not all, but one of two important properties of Bitcoin that are unique to Bitcoin. By only looking at one of them, it looks unstable. If you look at both of them, it looks stable. Okay, scarcity fallacy, right? So this is a definitional thing. We use the term scarcity. Scarcity can mean one of two things. There's this concept of absolute scarcity and relative scarcity. And economists are talking about scarcity. It's really a euphemism for price. Because what it means, gold can't be more scarce than silver. Gold can be more scarce than gold was yesterday. Like, on the market. We're not talking about in the earth. So, if it's becoming more scarce, what does it mean? It means either demand is rising or supply is shrinking. Right? Supply and demand create price. So if demand is rising, it's getting harder. Say there's a hurricane and you want to get toilet paper. Demand's rising, it's getting more scarce. What does that mean? In a market that's not regulated, generally that means the price is rising, right? It's getting more scarce because the price is rising. Or they're not making it anymore. Price is rising, right? So that's what scarcity means. It's not a physical property of the object. Value is subjective. Scarcity is self-relative. It's not an absolute property. Then you could also think of the other aspect of scarcity, which is not really the economic term, which is that if something is going to be property, it cannot be infinitely abundant. Right? It has to have some limit. You could argue that maybe everything is infinitely abundant, or maybe it's not. But we're talking about on the market. Right? Can you get it? Like, so generally we can breathe air and we don't have to pay for it because it's considered infinitely abundant. It's not property. So this is an absolute concept. It's just a yes or no. It's not. This is more absolutely scarce than that. It either is property because it's not infinitely abundant, or it's finitely abundant and it can become property. Right? So it's not like, this is one thing is more scarce than another. It's just either becomes property or it doesn't, and that's how economists use that term. So just kind of, getting into the stock flow thing where the term of scarcity is grossly misused, at least from an economic standpoint. In Bitcoin, scarcity on the market just means increase in scarcity means prices rising. From the definition of property, if something is not infinite, it's scarce. Period. It's not more scarce than something else. Two things are not infinitely scarce. They have to have that property of scarcity to be property. Okay, so stock to flow. So Matt said several times that stock to flow is not 1 over inflation. And I will tell you, stock to flow is 1 over inflation. Right? It just depends on how you define inflation. I'm referring to monetary inflation, not price inflation. Price inflation is determined by the money relation. We're talking about the increase in the rate of increase in new units of the money. That's monetary inflation. It can result in price inflation if it's not market produced. So, I have to take a break so I can answer a question in a minute. But, so, the amount produced, there's no question in that presentation about the amount produced. Okay, we have this amount produced in a given time, given year, right? That's in units, like ounces. And then you have, that's in units per time, ounces per year, right? And then you have a total amount previously produced at all time. And he likes to limit that to what's available on the market, liquid, whatever, right? There's a lot of ways you can define that. But that applies both to stock flow and to inflation, right? You could say, well, if you look at it this way, inflation is this. You look at that one, inflation is that. I'm just saying that whatever way you use to define inflation, stock flow is 1 over that. And therefore, it has no additional interesting properties that inflation, just knowledge of what inflation is as. Just flipping it upside down doesn't change, doesn't add any new information. So what does inflation tell you? The rate of increase in supply of money. Well, it's interesting that gold inflation, monetary inflation, silver monetary inflation tends to track the growth rate. It tells you that as there's more demand for it, more is going to increase. You can assume that. I don't prove that, but it's observational, but you would assume that. And it kind of implies that anything would follow that trend, right? Maybe as rising demand is going to have rising supply unless there's a monopoly control on that. So the interesting thing about stock forward is it's used, and Matt was careful to point this out at the beginning. He's like, no, it's very useful for that. It's used to protect the future. But what is it? It's just a bunch of data from the past. Does the past predict the future? It's an interesting philosophical question, but the answer in economics is no, because value is subjective, right? Past valuations are completely irrelevant in future valuations. This is the error that Mises made in regression theory. I'm saying that I'm basing my current valuation today on my valuation yesterday. Or I might not be. Can't prove that. So what is looking at a graph of prices in the past tell you, or a graph of units tell you? It tells you what happened in the past. So if you apply this to monopoly money, what you find is it's not a very good predictor, right? You look at monopoly money for a long time, and then boom, huge spikes, massive spikes. Because past didn't predict that, right? It doesn't really make any sense. Or what if a state just decided they were never going to print anymore? They couldn't want a bunch of money, they were print anymore. What would stock flow tell you? Perfectly hard money. Is it true? No. You can prove more later anytime you want. It's just telling you what happened in the past. And it's just the inflation rate of the money. And it's nice to see that the inflation rate of the money tracks what I would expect, which is the growth rate of the economy if the money is broadly used. And I'll just leave it at that. Questions? I'm going to answer a secret question.
Let's see any hands going up. Yours.
Sorry? Oh, you're going.
There we go.
Eric?
Yep.
Yeah, so you mentioned that there are forces that bring the price of Bitcoin down, but you didn't expand on that or I missed.
Sorry, I can't understand the last part.
You said that there are forces that bring the price of Bitcoin down.
Yeah, any reduction in demand would decrease price even given a fixed supply or a declining supply.
So in your opinion, that's what has been happening?
No, I don't know why prices change. I just know that they do. Yeah, my economics is not observational. I don't think there's any basis in that. I mean, people say, well, this caused this caused that. Those are guesses, and I'm trying to guess. Other people do a lot of that. What's the price going to be tomorrow? What caused the price change yesterday? There's basically the same question. So what I can tell you is that if you have something in fixed supply, then less demand for it implies a lower price. That's the law of supply and demand. And that's there's a proof of that in an economic state. It's quite lengthy, but to get to that point. So anything that would provably have a reduction in demand, produce a reduction in demand, would therefore provably reduce price. So you can prove, using those two axioms that we had there, and just reason, you can prove that as demand rises, therefore use of the money is rising, right? Demand is for use. At least if not now, in the future, at some point it has to get used to satisfy that demand, to get utility out of it, because it's not having its own utility like consumable. Then as that is rising, we can look at the Bitcoin implementation and the characteristics of it and see that fees will rise. They must rise, right? The law of supply and demand. So there's a fixed space of transactability, and you give us a piece of time. Oh, I wanted to point out, by the way, that stock and flow is actually a time measure. You take the units and look at it, it's time measure. So the I lost my train of thought. Sorry. Any question again? Like just really. Good. So this is deriving this, right? So demand is rising, because people are, whatever, they like the money, it's useful, and they prefer it to other money, so there's more people coming in using the money, there's more demand, the price is rising, and then necessarily because of fixed transaction space, you get maybe 5, 10, you can maybe increase this with some software, etc., but there's a limit before you get to, too big to be secure. So there's this limit on transactability in Bitcoin. And you pay for that access based on how many other people are trying to do it at the same time. Increasing use is causing the price of the fees to rise. So increasing use is causing the price of the money to rise, but it's also causing the price of the fees to rise. And we can prove that a rising fee on a transaction makes the transaction less valuable, makes the money less valuable, right, to people. So therefore, it's positively stable. At some point, the fees get high enough that it reaches this neutral stability. The price can't rise anymore because that implies more demand. More demand implies more fees. More fees implies less demand, right? Just like gold, supply and demand, gold is stabilized, as is everything else that Bitcoin is stabilized by increasing the amount of supply when demand increases. But with Bitcoin, it has these offsetting properties. It's unique. It has a fixed supply, which is unique, but it also has this other thing, which is a transaction, which is unique, fees, right? And so the demand offsets itself instead of supply offsetting demand. And I call that the stability property, which I think is what you want. So I'll expand on that in the next presentation.